Hello everyone, welcome to Anime No Me, and thank you for joining us for another One Piece video. The complete leaks for our upcoming chapter of 1063 of One Piece just came out. So in today's video, we're going to talk about all the events that happen in this chapter, and we'll look at some of the important information throughout this video. But before we dive into all of this wonderful leaky goodness, if you're new to the channel, or even if you've watched a bunch of our videos, we'd be absolutely honored if you'd leave us a like, and even subscribe, and maybe leave us a comment letting us know what you thought of the video. It really helps us out and motivates us to make more content. If you'd like to help out our channel in a bigger way, consider sharing this video or your favorite with a friend. But without further ado, let's get into these full leaks for chapter 1064. So my friends, the chapter starts out showing Chopper, Luffy, and Bonnie with big full bellies after eating a ton of food from Vegapunk's food making machine. And Chopper goes on to say that this machine was not only amazing, but Sanji would get really angry with them if he learned about the existence of this machine. Punk 5 starts talking to Jinbei, saying that they ate too much, and because of that, their bellies got really big. And Jinbei responds saying that he had only eaten the leftovers. We next see a robot in the shape of a dog eating up all of the leftovers and crumbs off the floor, and it's revealed that this dog is a recycler. Punk 5 then starts to leave, saying that he had some things to do, but immediately jumps up and punches a huge monster. Bonnie starts wondering what kind of research that punk was working on, and Chopper sees some robots wearing cold-style clothing. So Bonnie says that this must be a research lab, so the robots must be researchers. And even though it's in a southern land, this place they wear this heavy-duty clothing. Jinbei then turns around looking for Luffy, and he doesn't seem to be in view until Bonnie manages to find him. And she wonders how he had gotten into that uniform. And we next see Luffy wearing a cold SSG uniform. Luffy with a big smile saying that the uniform was very light, surprisingly. Luffy then points his finger to where he had gotten the uniform, towards a building called Fashion. Bonnie is amazed, saying that they didn't just make food, but also uniforms. She gets very excited choosing which uniform she wanted to wear, until she decides to put on a battle uniform. And then a big puff of smoke rises up, and we see Bonnie wearing a new futuristic uniform, saying that she was very light, making her feel as if she was floating. Chopper is also shown to be very happy with his own futuristic outfit, while Jinbei is showing more wearing a Hawaiian beach outfit, completely different from the ones that his companions were wearing. Bonnie goes to leave, bidding farewell to the Straw Hats, saying that she was now going to go look for a weapon to be able to fight Vegapunk. But before she could even leave, Luffy spots something. He just says it's Kuma, and Luffy felt as if he was aiming at them. And we then see a robot Kuma wearing an outfit with police written across the chest, having some other details different from the original Kuma. Luffy, still with a piece of pizza hanging out of his mouth, tells everyone to run, and then Kuma advances towards them. He stops and releases a laser beam towards the Straw Hats, causing a huge explosion. This RoboCop Kuma says that they didn't pay for the food, drinks, or clothes that they were wearing, and Luffy is surprised that they really had to pay for any of it. But then they're hit by the pressure of the explosion and manage to get out of it intact. Luffy is absolutely amazed that the robot wanted to take their lives just for not paying, so he knew they'd have to fight back because otherwise something worse could happen if they didn't do it. Jinbei agrees, saying that this would be self-defense and they'd have to hit back. So Luffy jumps towards Kuma using an attack in which his arm gets extremely large. But Bonnie quickly appears in front of Luffy, simultaneously kicking him in the face while telling him to wait. And Kuma again hits them with the light beam while Luffy asks her what she was doing. Bonnie says that this is her father and he's her only family. And the rest of the Straw Hats get scared, wondering if this person who had become a cyborg right then was Kuma. And Bonnie keeps saying while starting to cry not to hurt her father. We're next treated to an image of Kuma and Bonnie when they were younger, and it's shown Kuma with a huge smile on his face. Apparently his body at the time was still all human, while Bonnie is shown with a big smile herself, being lifted up by her father Kuma. Jinbei calls her a fool, saying that this was a pacifista, and Luffy runs towards Bonnie, who was kneeling down in front of the pacifista, who was about to deliver a final blow on her. We then see a huge explosion happen, making the whole island feel the impact. And next, the scene changes to another location, and we see a familiar ship in the middle of the sea located somewhere in the New World. Multiple projectiles are scattered from the ship towards the water, and we see them heading right towards a submarine just below them. And a voice says that it was useless what their captain was trying to do. We then see inside the ship one of the Heart Pirates trying to cover up a hole that the torpedoes had just caused. And we next see Law with the face a little hidden, thinking of what to do in the face of this situation. Law says that if they get hit one more time, they would be crushed by the water pressure. And if they tried to surface right then, they wouldn't be able to escape anywhere because they were a submarine that can only move in water. He goes on to say that there was a small chance that they could escape, that there was land nearby, exactly northeast of their location. So Law raises his hand and gives the command to his crew. But when Law does this, we see that Law and Beppo are transformed into women for a yet unknown reason. So Law tells his crew to prepare for battle, which was coming close. To add a little comedy into the situation, Shachi and Penguin get quite attracted to Law, saying that in this woman form he was too cute, completely losing his attention to their captain's orders, forgetting that they were just about to enter battle and were in danger of dying. Then, suddenly, Law's entire crew turns into women, and everyone's terrified, while others say not to touch anyone who'd been turned into a woman as it might be contagious. With a serious expression on his face, Law says that he had learned how to combat this in his battle against the Yonko. The power of a devil fruit can be cancelled with Haki, so if he used his Haki, the transformation would be nullified. As Law's submarine surfaces, we see that Law has returned to his male form. Law then teleports his crew to a nearby island, and we see the ship that was attacking Law's was in fact Teach's. Doc Q, who was riding his horse, says that Law had been able to break the power of his disease, something of course he had expected from a pirate who had a bounty of 3 billion berries. Doc Q goes on to say that once Law had broken his disease, he would still be able to transmit the antibody as well, and says that a disease is capable of turning anyone into a woman, revealing the name of his fruit, the animenomi. We then see Van Augur say that he's going to move Burgess to the island where Law was, revealing the name of his warp fruit Nomi. Burgess instantly gets teleported to the island, and Law and his crew near him, saying that there's something in the middle of the island. Burgess saying the power of his Riki no Mi fruit was incredible and gives him amazing strength, and he manages to lift up a big mountain and throws it towards Law's crew, where the Heart Pirates start to analyze the power of Teach's crew's fruits. Law is kind of impressed with the incredible powers that they possess, saying that this must be the reason that their bounties have constantly been increasing and not really explained yet as to why. As the mountain that Burgess threw comes towards the Heart Pirates, Law activates his room, cutting the mountain into a ton of different pieces, preventing them from hitting his crew and himself. However, off in the distance, we see something approaching Law and the rest, and we see a mysterious but familiar person saying that it'd been a long time since he and Law had met, and Law realizes who this person was in front of him, asking him what he was doing there. The mysterious person said he had been waiting on that island because he knew that at some point, Law, Kid, or the Straw Hats would be leaving Wano, and so he was just waiting to see which one he would cross paths with. The voice goes on to say that with Kaido and Big Mom's fall, they were now able to turn the world upside down. And while saying this, Law still maintains his combat stance, ready to fight, with a serious look in his eyes as he stares at the enemy in front of him. It's revealed to us that this person is none other than Teach, one of the 4 Yonko, and he was on top of Stronger and Doc Q, also revealing Stronger's fruit. This being the mythical Zoan of a Pegasus fruit called the animenomi, giving him wings and enabling the horse to fly. But Teach, with a huge smile on his face, saying that this was simply amazing. Teach muses and wonder if Kaido was really right. And then he goes on to say that he was going to take all the road poneglyphs that Law owned. However, Law is simply not intimidating, saying that the winner will take everything. And then the chapter ends, saying that now a titanic battle will happen, an inevitable battle that will decide the fate of which of these 2 characters is in fact the strongest. And that, my friends, brings us to the end of the full leaks of chapter 1064. So with all that said, we'd love to know what you think about it. What do you think's going to happen in this battle between Law and Teach? And who do you think's going to come out on top? Do you think it'll be Teach? Do you think it'll be Law? Or is this going to be yet another reason Luffy's going to have to go after our friend Blackbeard? Next, since we did get to see what was going on with Luffy and Chopper and Bonnie and Jinbei, what do you think's going on with the other half of the crew that's on Egghead Island? And finally, as we go further in, what are you looking forward to most as we visit this land that is apparently 500 years in the future? Let us know what you think about all this in the comments below. So as we wrap up this video for the day, I'd like to thank you all so much for watching the video all the way up to the very end. Be sure you comment on any themes or ideas that you'd like to see in future videos. And also, since you made it this far, give us a like and hit that red subscribe button before you head out to take on the rest of your day. I can't wait to see you all in our next video. Let's keep sailing this giant sea together. Take care.